Money is important. Get some. That's what the little intro said. Thank you, Smith. That those fires in the intro looked like that fire that April had going last night. She had a bonfire going out on the farm. Speaking of April, she let me know that her stocks have lost quite a bit of money. So, my advice, and I'm not a financial advisor at all. I just simply talk to real smart people. I'm not a financial advisor, but here's what I do. Buy stocks. It's a great time to buy stocks. And today is the Monday morning money show. Did I get that right, Smith? You
got it.
Every single week we bring you an expert. We've had some amazing guests on here. Feel Good Friday was great last Friday with Paul Sullivan. But today we get to bring you the great and powerful Sarah Stalker. Let's bring on Sarah Stalker. How you doing, Sarah Stalker?
Hi, the great and powerful. That's amazing.
The great and powerful Sarah Stalker. She's got her Digi Ninja up in the right. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it, Sarah?
Yep, right there.
So let me talk about money real quick. This is a money show. I like to invest in several different ways. I have a stockbroker, Russ Story. He manages my money very well. But I said, Russ, I feel like in some ways I'm smarter than you. So I'm going to get me a cash app and start investing. And so far I've turned $40,000 into $32,000. So I'm not sure. I'm just going to
have some on the cash app too. I haven't checked them lately, but
yeah, don't check them today. Just buy something.
I'll do that. So
last Friday we had Paul Sullivan on, and we talked about the fact that you've been working with us over 2 years now, and you hail from, is it Denver, Colorado? What part of Colorado are you in?
It is just south of Denver in Parker, which basically is Denver, just a small suburb of it.
How's the air quality? Is there fires out there right now?
Terrible. Mm-hmm.
We got to do.
I can't make out the mountains clearly, and they're usually right in my face. So they just look like a wall of smoke. I was up there when the fires started racing through. We were in the middle of Rocky Mountain National Park, and we saw the fire line advancing, and there's one road in and out. And we're thinking, we don't know exactly how fast to move, but we saw people still coming in with their campers, and we just wanted to stop them all and say, the fire's up that way.
Yeah. Speaking of campers, we got Cowboy Campground under construction down here in Georgia. And we're going to have camping and cows and cattle drives and hunting and fishing and rodeos and concerts. And then for some reason you decided to do it in the Rocky Mountains and do the glamping. I'm not sure.
No, my brother and husband are really, it's their baby. They've been looking, and my brother found another property this weekend to start with as well down in the Ozarks. So a similar thing, but the focus is more on kind of a glamping and festival experience.
Glamping. Yeah. Okay. That's like cheating. But anyway, this is a money show. So let's talk about some money. Sarah, you handle the ads. You handle the ads and the ad spend, the ad performance. Tell us what you do for Digi Ninja and Billy Merritt Marketing. What part of the money do you handle?
I handle the spending of the money, which is my favorite.
That's your favorite?
I try to maximize the performance of all the ads. I have a team that builds most of them. I help with getting some of the wording down and making sure they have the placements right and teaching them how to do it. Facebook's a complicated beast, and that's where we spend our money. So I kind of run that whole team and then work on the performance as the week goes. I check it several times a day. It's a lot of work, and it has to be done that way to maximize their returns.
So anybody can create a Facebook page. Anybody can create an ad. You can copy one of our ads and post it on your page. Anybody can boost a post. So what makes you special?
I think my mind works with money. I get money. I get dollars. And when I see something that's trending in a bad way, I know how to turn it around. We can almost always turn them around. I just have to tweak them. There's lots of things to look at, lots of things to do. And the people that are boosting our ads and doing it for some clients, they don't really have the expertise, and they certainly have never been Facebook certified, and they just don't exactly know how to get to the end goal with their clients.
Facebook certified. What does that mean? Facebook certified. Is that like actually putting your status on there like I'm interested in men or something like that?
Yeah, I'm interested in Facebook. So you have to take classes and you have to learn different ways of using the pages and understanding ads manager, business manager, settings, the users. There's so much that goes into it. And there are things that even Facebook, well, I'm not going to say too much, but there are things Facebook doesn't really know how to tell people to do that we've figured out because we've spent so much money. Mm-hmm. And so when I'm talking with Facebook, because we have our own rep, we actually have 2 right now, but when I'm talking with them, I don't go into all the details of how I do it because they're here to make money. So if they know we're working it to get the best lead costs and other people don't have those same strategies and tactics, then I think they might just know too much.
Yeah, they may try to copy us anyway. So, but Facebook certified, that's a real thing?
Yeah.
So where do you get Facebook certified?
On Facebook, you have to go through a whole process. It takes some time. You take classes. You have to do all sorts of things. I mean, the information on Facebook changes all the time. So once you're Facebook certified, you still have to keep up with changes. I have a Google alert on every day on Facebook changes or anything that has to do with ads or anything that has to do with placements. So what I learned a year ago has almost nothing to do with today.
Exactly.
I mean, sometimes, but.
Yeah, I understand. Now, they also, Facebook, when they, we'll say probably 5 or 6 years ago, you can correct me on the time, before people started spending so much money on Facebook, they had in-person classes, didn't they? Didn't they have some seminars and things you could go learn about? Did they have those out in Colorado? Did you attend any of those?
I sure did. Yeah. And it was a lot. There were some things I didn't know as much from the development side, which now makes more sense because of what we've been going through. But when they talked about the AI and all of that type of thing and how to, hook up other platforms to Facebook to get to a different goal, whatever that happens to be. At the time, it didn't make as much sense to me, but now I can put it all together.
Now, again, this is a money show, and I've had people actually tell me that I'm not telling the truth when I told them how much money we've spent on Facebook advertising. How many dollars have you overseen that we absolutely spent on ads on Facebook?
So last time I checked, it was 5.56, I think, million.
5.56, $5.5 million of ads.
Yeah.
I know you don't have to be exact. Normally you'll pull this up. You may already have this. You know how many people we've reached on Facebook with our ads?
That's a good question. I could find out.
No, that's okay. I can tell you, and I can be within a few million. Smith, do you remember the exact number? It was so the total people reached, it was almost 20%. So I think that's, let's see, 10% would be 25 million. So 40 million. It was right at 40 or 45 million individual people have seen a Sarah Stalker / Billy Merritt ad.
That's right.
40 million people.
It's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah. My neighbors, people around here have seen it. Your neighbors have seen it.
Well, I mean, you can go anywhere in the United States and at least 1 out of every 10 person, almost every 2 people out of 10 have seen one of our ads.
Right. And you know how I like to look in the background and make sure everything's working well, because I like to look at the whole process of the ads and everything. And once in a while, I'll see someone I know responding to an ad that we have from somewhere else in the country. Mm-hmm. And I quickly message them and I say, you got to get in on this deal. How you been? Right. But it's nice to see it.
How long ago? I guess you and I started working together when I was at a dealership about 4 years ago now, at least over 3 years ago. We spent quite a bit of money back then. And I don't know if you remember this or not, but I was definitely one of the first people, probably I'll go on the record, prove me wrong. I was the first person in Georgia to dedicate 100% of a car dealership's advertising budget to Facebook. And people thought I was crazy, but you remember what we did there, which is basically what led to where we're at now. So when you first started with the Facebook ads, were people reluctant? Tell me what it was like 4 or 5 years ago when you were started working Facebook ads for the first time.
It was quite a bit different, and it had nothing to do with these big offer events. And the way we were running it, you were the first one to really come in and want to try to make that into a this week, come in this week. People were not as reluctant to go with Facebook as much as they just didn't know a lot about it. They weren't ready to put their money into it much. So it wasn't a big part of the advertising budget at all.
So
we were the first.
How many car dealers are we currently working with, say on a monthly basis, that are doing one of our events?
I would say we are working with around 120, maybe 100 to 120.
100 to 120. We have a lot of people who run every single week. So, but we're doing about 150 to 160 events per week.
Correct.
And what's the average car dealer spend on a Facebook event?
We spend around $2,500.
That's on the ad spend, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
That's the ad spend. And it's so the dealer pays $69.95 to $79.95 based on the package they get. Usually $79.95. Closers are $1,000 a day. And the only problem that I have with that is dealers should be doing it every single week. We have dealers, true or false. We have dealers in the country that are running this week only events 52 weeks out of the year with us.
Absolutely.
And compared to the other dealers, now Caleb and I, Caleb is our partner in South Carolina. We have a disagreement on this. I say, keep on pulling buckets of water out of the well until there's no water there. But those guys who are doing it every week compared to the other dealers who are doing it once a month or once every 2 months, how are their ad costs? How do they compare to each other?
It's just has nothing to do with it. We can run in the same market. We switch up the ad copy. People see it. When it will distribute to a certain number of people, and it's going to hit you with a certain number of times. So your frequency is how many times you've seen it. Mm-hmm. It doesn't really affect the ad cost very much.
So now you're using terms like ad costs, and I understand that. We got a lot of people watching right now, and thousands of people are going to come back and watch this, when it's not live. A lot of people like to watch it when I can't tell they're watching it for whatever reason. But anyway, so to people who don't understand the terminology, what do you mean when you say lead cost? What does that mean?
So that is the cost that it takes to win that bid on Facebook. So when you have a certain budget, let's just say it's $1,000 for an ad, and other people in the area are also running ads, and you have the same potential customer, the same person that's going to click on that ad, in a split second, you either win or lose that bid. If we have more money in that ad set to spend, then we're going to win the bid. And that's exactly how you get the lead cost. It's about impressions. There's a formula Facebook uses that they won't exactly tell us, but we can figure it out. So number of times it's been seen and how long it takes for someone to click. And an interesting factoid is people ask me for high impressions. I'll get calls from dealers and sales guys saying, make sure I have a high impressions. And I'm like, are you sure? Because that really means you're going to have fewer leads, fewer actual results. Because if it takes 200,000 impressions to get a certain number of clicks, we can get that number of clicks on 100,000 impressions, and then we could spend a lot more money. But hey, if that's what you want to do.
Absolutely. So now that we're getting technical, we're getting in the weeds, but I'm a circle back to make sure everybody's understanding, because this is a money show. This is about how you can make money. And I've already told you, you need to be spending all of your ad budget on Facebook. I'd love to help you with that. You can reach out to us if you'd like us to do it for you. We are the experts in the country at ad spend, and Sarah is probably, no, without a doubt, Sarah's the smartest person I know when it comes to the actual ad budgets and ad performance. But here's what she's saying. So many dealers and general managers that are on Facebook about once a month, they think they're smart. So they say, well, I need 200,000 impressions. How many impressions are you getting me? And What she's saying is if they get hung up on this word impression, we can give them 1 million impressions. True or false? We could give someone 1 million impressions in 1 week.
Absolutely.
Okay, now impressions mean nothing, guys. If you're buying impressions, you're wasting your money. If you are, okay, now here's the part that Sarah doesn't like for me to do, but I'm going to tell you how we do it. Okay. If you're running your ads based on how many impressions you get, you're doing it wrong. What we do is we maximize the lead cost, get the lead cost down low, and get as many appointments. We get as many leads as we can, and then we rely on our call center to actually turn those leads into appointments, because appointments solve everything. But here's what I'm telling you. Don't just get on there and blast everything and see how many impressions you get. It doesn't matter. And here's another thing. It's not, even though we spent $5.5 million on Facebook ads in how many years?
A year and a half, 2 years.
In 2 years, we spent $5.5 million on Facebook ads. It's not about how much you can spend, even though I say you need to spend a lot. There's very, very many times when we can adjust those ads throughout the week and do with $1,200 what most people can't do with $3,000. Is that true?
100% true.
How is that true?
Oh, man. You know I don't like giving up secrets.
Got to do it.
Okay. So when you have a higher budget to spend, so let's say you have $5,000. If you throw that onto one ad or boosted post.
I'm going to stop you right there. I don't want to go that far with them.
Thank you. Oh, you're making me nervous. I'm going to leave it there.
Yeah, we'll leave it there. The point is this: if you get hung up on how many dollars you're spending and how many impressions you're getting, you're really missing the boat. There's things that we've learned a lot in the last 2 years. You learn a lot when you spend $5.5 million on Facebook.
Yes,
for sure.
Absolutely. And it just improves all the time. We learn new strategies and new ways of doing things that benefit them, getting them more results. And kind of back to your earlier question about people that run weekly or bi-weekly, and they have been for 2 years, they're not doing any worse than the other people. And their appointment ratios aren't worse. It's just you're getting them over and over again. And someone who wasn't ready to buy in February, maybe this morning they woke up and the transmission's gone from their van and they need a new vehicle right now, and they see our ad. So you keep getting people into the community to buy from that store. That's what you do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm going to pick up there in just a second. Let's see if we have any comments. We have some fans out there. There's a super dude, Ray Mucci. Okay, go back to go to the top. Smith to the top. Good morning, Jeremy Newell. Smith. I will let you read.
Yes, sir. Jeremy Newell says good morning. Robert Brooker says good morning, Sarah and Billy. Ray Mucci says good morning, Stalker Texas Ranger.
Mooch.
Mooch.
Another from Robert. Got a couple of same as usual. Said Robert Brooker says, I am addicted to generating joy in the hearts of others. It gives me fuel for living.
Stop right there.
That's why I'm watching.
Stop right there. That's enough to stop. Let you read it again, and then my comment.
He says, I'm addicted to generating joy in the hearts of others. It gives me fuel for living.
You know what, man? That's a positive person. I've never met that guy, but I've met so many people via Facebook and started relationships, including Sarah. I met her on Facebook first. I met Ray Mucci on Facebook first. I met Robert Brooker now on Facebook. I haven't met him in person. But anybody who takes the time to watch our show and then make a comment that positive, thank you, Robert. I am addicted to generating joy in the hearts of others. Now, that's a worthy cause. Sarah, is that a worthy cause?
That's a wonderful cause. It's my favorite.
So let's talk about Outlook. Let's talk about that comment, Sarah. Read that comment to Sarah, and let's get Sarah's comment on that.
I am addicted to generating joy in the hearts of others. It gives me fuel for living.
I have a similar outlook on things. I will not wallow in anything negative. I won't stay in that place. I'll fix what needs to be fixed. And I like to bring it to other people. I want the people that work with me and for me to feel joy. I like my team to be happy. I like people on the street to be happy. I like making a difference in the world too. And I've always been involved in nonprofit work and helping people that don't have, because we as people are the ones to do it. I let's not get into politics. However, we should help our neighbors, and
Sure.
we bring joy to the people that we see. We should not bring the negativity to them.
Yep. I totally agree. And did you see the show when April and I were talking about the Jihari Window? Did you catch that episode?
I did.
Do you remember what the Jihari Window is?
I do.
Okay, so the Jihari Window, I'm going to give you just a recap. Imagine the window pane with four panes. The first pane is things that I know about you that you know about yourself. Okay. Pane 2 is things that that you know about yourself that I don't know. Okay. And then the third window pane is things that you don't know about yourself, but that I do and everybody else does. And then the most unique box is things that you don't know about yourself and nobody else does either. They're waiting to be discovered. And I didn't quite get this out during that episode, but the idea of the Jihari Window is you need to explore and learn more about yourself every single day. You need to learn more. You need to learn what others know about you that you don't know about yourself. So I'm going to take this opportunity to grow and ask you, Sarah, a candid question. Do you think I'm a positive person?
I do.
Okay, good. Whew, that's because I've always, I like to believe that I am. And I know sometimes I can get prickly. Is that the right word?
Prickly and feisty. Those are my 2 words for you. Sure.
Okay. So I want to grow and I want to be able to make an impact. I think Robert Brooker is capable of making an impact on somebody. Do you think that one person can make a difference?
I 100% believe that. Every single person has a challenge, and all of us have gifts. We all have more than someone else. We all do. We can make a difference in a stranger every single day when you smile and you say thank you and you leave a large tip, or any of those things make a small difference. We don't know what someone's dealing with. And when I'm dealing with people who are prickly, clients or anyone that might have something going on, I actively think in my head, they have something else they're dealing with. It's probably not about me. Yeah. What can I do right now in this conversation to make it better, to make your day better, to make anything better? And that's the difference that you can make. It spreads from person to person. Okay.
So I pride myself in being a team builder. I've missed the mark. There's some people I wanted to acquire that I wasn't able to get. But what do you think? When you came to work with me, we started working on ads together for Billy Merritt Marketing, not the dealership in the past, but when you actually came to work with me, there was me, April, Joey, and I think Hank. I think there were 4 of us, and you were the first edition.
Yeah.
Since that, so there were 4 of us. There were 5. You were among the first 5. Okay, the original 5, the first 5. How has we're grown. We got like 48 ninjas now, 48 total people, ninjas and salespeople. What's the team like? What kind of people have we assembled? You can name personalities. You can be specific, or you can be general. I want to know what kind of job I've done building this team.
Yeah, it's a difficult endeavor. It has to really be one at a time. Does this person fit? Does that person fit? And what the need was, when you got Paul Sullivan, the need was for someone to handle the butts and seats like they do in call centers. Butts and seats are the biggest thing. If they don't show up, if they're not scheduled, if they can't take their lunch, all of these things matter. If you don't have coverage, all of that stuff. So Paul was someone that you brought in with a specific skill set. And Jeremy too, one of the, I would say probably the newest addition to the management team for sure. Mm-hmm. But then there are all these people on the team with expertise. And when I talk to someone about wanting to assemble someone for doing ads or working on the performance, I want to really get a look at their personality types. And I think you've done the same thing. It's not just what skills do you have, it's what do you bring to the team as a whole. And I think the team has been growing, and there are a few, we all make mistakes because no one's completely transparent. and no one's who they were a year ago. So when you've grown, you might not have grown with Billy Merritt marketing. You might have grown and you have a new focus on life. You want to do real estate, whatever it happens to be. But at that moment, it's been a good fit. Unless there's something we really just don't know about someone, it's been a good fit.
Well, back to the Jihari window, there's always something that we don't know about them, right? I mean, there's always that one thing. So
what is my Jihari window?
Your Jihari window?
Yeah.
Let me see. All right. So things that, you know what, that's another show. I may come to it. I may come
think about that.
Yeah. But this is a money show. This is the Monday morning money show. You can catch us here every single Monday morning live at 11. We're going to bring you a show about money. And we talked about money so far. We talked about our total amount spent, $5.5 million. And we talked about the fact that the stock market is down today and gold is down today. I think that's time to buy. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. Yeah. But here's one thing that I do strongly believe in that I invest my money in. And you talked about the additions that we've made. I invest in people. Like, you take someone, a manager, that a good manager already has a job. A good leader, a good people person, a good producer already, he's not looking for a job. She's not looking for a job, right? So in order to get that person, it's going to have to hurt you. It's going to have to hurt you in the pocketbook a little bit. You're going to have to take your money and give it to somebody to get them. And a lot of people aren't willing to do that. So here's another secret because Sarah, all the copycats out there that's trying to, do what we do. I firmly believe they can't do it, but I'm going to tell them what we do and they still won't do it. Right. So stop worrying about impressions. Number one. Number two, you got to invest in people. You have to give until it hurts. If you give until it hurts, you're going to be very particular about who you hire, who you add to your team. This is not a butts in seats company when it comes to management and people who are actually the entire, I think you said that with just the butts and seats. Yes, we got to have somebody in there, but we're going to have quality people around them, monitoring them, driving that performance, the ninja performance. But guys who are trying to build a company that's similar to ours, the first thing you got to do is give so much that it hurts. I invest in people, and the proof is in the pudding. Ask Dory. She's over there with the checkbook now.
Dory has the checkbook. She's like, oh, yes.
Another thing we invest heavily in, research and development and product development. So, when we started this thing, our software platform was Facebook and Facebook Manager, right? And that's fine. It works. That's what everybody else is using. What are we doing differently? What have we been investing in for the last 11 months? I was hoping it was a baby and we would have, it would be ready and we could show off the brand new baby, but 9 months turned into 11 months. Tell us what's in the oven.
Well, Digi Ninja is in the oven, ready to burst.
Really?
So yesterday when I tried to reach you, I forgot it was your birthday at the time, but these last minute things that you wanted done specifically to kind of maximize the way that the users work with it, to make it simpler and easier, they're done. We've been working on this amazing beast is what I call it. It's so full. It's so contained at the same time. It's amazing. So you have this texting platform that can work with, let's just say Facebook for now, or a chat widget on their site or another form of advertising. That's fine, whatever you want to do. But then we can then text them and communicate with them from this platform. But that's just the surface level, which other people can build a texting platform, right?
Yep.
And other people can build a CRM. And maybe they think they know what the dealers want or need. That's wonderful. They're very extensive in a lot of cases and very expensive. Mm-hmm. But the CRM portion of this is not only a CRM portion for the leads that come in, it's a CRM portion for the users as well. The dealers themselves, when they're on there as users, can use that CRM. They can do it just like a normal one, just like, changing the status and marking what they sold and keeping, tabs on the communication. So that's that CRM portion. Our sales guys can use it as a CRM. So now we can dig into the dealer level and we can keep track of our conversations with our dealers. We can keep track of how often they're communicated with. We can keep track of what they ran and what those ads were. Everything is there inside it. And then you have the BDC. So our BDC is on the background, working in the events, working with those dealers. And it's also inside that we're managing the money. Dory now has her own created for her money part of Digi Ninja. So anyone utilizing this platform, it would be, it's us because it's ours, but the money comes in, you're able to track it, you're able to tie it to a work order, which we also put into Digi Ninja. We're able to use everything. So our dealers are never stuck with not knowing what's going on. They're going to have access to every single thing, complete transparency. They're going to see their leads. They're going to see the conversations. Are you laughing at me because I'm excited?
Yes, I am. So
I'm so excited about it.
I was winking at Smith over here. So you see why I love Sarah Stalker. She's very detail oriented and she's into it very much. Now I'm going to back up and give everyone. I'm going to give you some definitions. I'm going to give you the 30,000 foot view of this thing. Digi Ninja is a cloud-based texting platform that allows us to communicate with dealership customers and dealership personnel at the same time, which will allow us to set appointments, maximize our ad spend all from the same platform, as well as train on-site BDC agents. BDC stands for Business Development Center. That's, for lack of a better term, that's the internet department inside of a dealership who's sitting there talking to the internet customers. Okay, so that's the BDC or the internet department. There is a difference, but it's not important right now. Also, she said CRM. That's the Customer Relations Manager. That is what a lot of dealers use. Tons of them out there, very extensive, like she says, but so many of them do so many things that just aren't important. And so what we decided was we could build one that's better. And we said, this is going to take about 3 months. Well, it's been 11 months, but now at 6 months, it was usable and we were ready to roll it out. We said, nope, it's not good enough yet. And then it was a frustrating 9 months because Sarah said, it's ready. It's ready. You guys, we're going to use it. We're going to use it now. And this time I said, nope, it's not ready yet because it wasn't perfect. What we've built is the most intuitive, user-friendly dealer solution in the country. Now, I'm a man of big claims. I like to make big offers and big claims. Sarah, do you believe that we've built the most effective SMS texting and direct messaging platform in the country?
100%. I'm so excited for people to start using it. I'm so excited for dealers to see it and see how it combines all these different things and all these different aspects of what they need. And at the same time, have what we offer. It's just going to be the best thing that they'll ever use, I think.
I agree. So I'm going to give away another secret right here. Now, this is to general managers, sales managers, entrepreneurs who want to have their own marketing company. We've shown you the way. I'm going to show you the way again. Remember, I said invest in your people. You need to invest in some software as well. If you need a shortcut, you can buy Digi Ninja. You can buy a licensing fee from Digi Ninja. But anyway, here's the real secret right here. It's the 80-20 rule. You need to figure out where 80% of your business comes from, and it usually comes from 20% of your sources, right? So you need to focus 100% of your effort on the 20% most effective, which gives you 80% of your business. Now, what that means is inside most people's CRMs, you have all this stuff about birthdays and oil change appointments and 30-day follow-up, 60-day, 90-day follow-up, 1 year follow-up. Silliness, right? So what we do is we focus on the now, the first 10 days, first 7 days, basically. We're going to get this person. We're going to communicate with them using the art of text message selling. We're going to get an appointment. We're going to help the dealership sell a car. We don't worry about all those things that can bog you down inside a CRM. So that's what makes it the most user-friendly, intuitive, most effective software company.
Yeah. When people have asked me what makes the CRM different, I call it an essential CRM because it's only what we essentially need to conduct business, not the floof and the fluff.
Yeah. Okay, Jihari Window, true or false about me? I feel as if I'm not big on fluff.
Right. I'm
Yeah.
not big on fluff either.
Yeah, don't give me the fluff. We got no time for fluff.
Yeah.
We want to know what's going to work. And that's where the manual, The Art of Text Message Selling, came from. People were doing so many silly things that just weren't important. So when are we going to be able to unveil DigiNinja and do a live demo right here on live at 11?
Anytime.
Really?
Anytime. We need to talk later today. I'm going to show you some things.
Okay. After this show, we'll talk about DigiNinja. Now, I want to get back into the ads because that's what so many people are going to tune in for. They want to know how to do their ads. So we build the ads. They always have a big offer. That's the first thing you got to do. You got to have a big offer. You got to have something with a hook in it to get their attention. And then you need to set up an ad budget. Sarah's already told you usually about $2,500 to $3,500. That's going to get the job done for the week. Sometimes we spend way more in certain markets where we can reach, 1 million people in 1 week. We'll actually, we'll go way up there with that ad spend. But this is important. Maybe something you don't want to give away, but I'm going to ask you to do it. What should your average lead cost be? When are you getting in trouble? When do you know something's not working right? At what point do you say, dang, this lead cost is too high. I gotta make some adjustments.
I'm pretty tough on lead cost. As you can ask the team, if I see it going over $20, I'm not happy. I know Facebook told me that it's between 25 and 40 for automotive dealerships, but under 20 is the sweet spot. Under 10, I'm super happy. But over 10, I will make adjustments. Absolutely. I'll even make some sometimes on under 10. But to your point about the spend, a few times with the lead costs that we've gotten and the number of leads, they've run out of cars, or they had too many people coming into the showroom at once and couldn't keep up with a smaller staff. We've had to lower it down just to get people to be able to manage their business. But yeah, it's an interesting thing.
So, and she's been very serious when she said, we've actually had a dealer, one particular dealer comes to my mind, who had a ton of cars. And 3 days into it, they called and said, hey, we got to shut this off. We're out of cars.
Out of cars. We said, hey, that's fine. We'll pick it up another time. Get some cars. We'll do an ad for you that says we want to buy your car. Bring it in.
Absolutely. And we do a lot of those as well. Now you said Facebook told you it's between 20 and 40 on automotive. What do you mean? Did you talk to Facebook? You read that in an article. What do you mean when you say Facebook told you that the automotive is between $20 and $40?
So I was super excited to get on the phone with Facebook and have our own rep. It takes till you spend, $5 million apparently. And then I had 2 people calling me, which is fine. I'll get ideas from 2 different people. They see things differently. Give me all the reps. That's fine. So when I'm there on the phone, my whole purpose right now is I want to get more leads for my dealers, because more leads means more appointments. So I need to get the most leads possible. So I come to them and I say, my average lead cost right now is $12.83. I think it was at the time. I want my average lead cost to be $9. Tell me what I can do that I'm not doing. They're like $12.83. They run between 25 and 40. I get the next guy on the phone. Didn't tell him what the first guy said. I said, I need some new ideas because I want to go below 10 on average lead cost. That's how I want it. And this guy says, well, they run between 25 and 40 in that industry. And I'm saying, okay. They asked me, what do you guys do to get it so low? And I said, nothing special. Don't worry about it.
Exactly. Yeah. So when Facebook, and this is a true story, Facebook actually started, I think that's why you ended up with 2 reps, because Facebook actually got interested in the way we do it. Now, for a long time, we didn't have a rep that we could call on the phone, but right now you can actually, if we run into a problem that we can't fix, we can call Facebook and get some results. How long does that take?
Not long at all. I have their email and their phone, so I can email them. Usually I try to email because they have scheduled calls all day, and I'll say, fit me in sometime this afternoon, just give me a holler, and they'll call and and I'll ask them something. Hey, specifically, this thing isn't working on Facebook, or this is a challenge for us. Can you run that through? And they have a direct line to the IT people, the people working on the algorithms, that kind of stuff. So they can send an escalated report, which helps us immensely.
Awesome. Hey, let's come back over to the comments real quick, Smith. I got some, oh yeah. Okay. So just go up and read and start. Let's jump in there.
About where we stopped last time?
Yeah, that's fine. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
that's fine right there. Jump in.
Yeah, I thought this was a good one. A better question is, can you give me the most effective ROI on my Facebook marketing? Of course, that was
we answered
earlier.
That. Sure, 100%. Next. Good morning, Abby. Next.
There was Houdini, David Blaine. Then there was Sarah Stalker.
Oh gosh, Mooch. He's great. One of our sales guys.
Let's scroll down to someone that's scrolling down. I think that Alicia, I think she's in love with me, I believe, but there was something. So right there, Matt is looking. Sarah, call me, please. So in the middle of the show, dealers are looking for help. Will you please call our dealer when we get off?
I'll call you. I didn't get a message before the call. Yes, absolutely, Matt.
Okay, scroll on down. Right there, Ray Mooch. DigiNinja has the most fire merch. So what he's talking about is the hat, the DigiNinja hat, the DigiNinja shirt. We have several different styles and designs. Smith, are they on the website yet?
They are not. No, we are still waiting on. I believe the ETA was like 2 weeks, about a week ago.
Speed it up. Tell them we need to put some fire on there, because we're about to have new merch on the website. You can go to billymerritt.com. You can see a lot of things on there, but there's going to be a store there really soon. You can buy your hat, you can buy your shirt, you can buy the book. You can buy the book on Amazon right now as well. I just wanted to and Jeremy Newell said we have some new merch coming soon. Now, I call it swag. Obviously the Midwestern Mooch calls it merch. I guess that's cool. He's younger than me. We call it swag where we come from, don't we, Sarah?
Yeah. In the promo world, they kind of call them both, but I like swag the best. That's what you take to events, and that's what you give away, that kind of thing.
Yeah, we gave away a lot of stuff in Las Vegas. I'm ready to get back in person at these conferences. That I feel like, okay, true or false, Jihari Window. I feel like I'm in my element when I get in Las Vegas and there's thousands of people around and there's hundreds of booths, and I have a booth and I have my team there. Last time we were there, we had you and April, Joey was there, Janome was there, and am I in my element there, or am I?
You're not kidding. You guys have seen Billy's energy. I mean, it's not a secret, right? The energy level is here, high, ready to go. And then people come in and it's like, it's up here. All the people come in and you make eye contact with them and they're ready to talk to you. And you got that big smile on your face and you're excited about what we're doing and they can't help but feel it. And then you get more energy from that. It's like a, rebound effect. So absolutely 100% you're at your element there. And it was fun. It was fun.
I'm ready to go back in person. Here's the thing, man. I was actually chosen to be a speaker at the Digital Dealer, and then they canceled because of COVID. So I'm still got the speech written, ready to rock and roll and give away some secrets to thousands of people at Digital Dealer if they ever do it. That speech though, we worked hard on that. But here's why I get here is because I believe in it so strongly. The same reason you got excited when you started talking about DigiNinja is, look, man, I know I have them. There's 350 booths inside this huge convention center. There's salespeople everywhere. There's professional salespeople. There's people that's done hundreds of these types of events. Their booth is not going to be as good as my booth because I know that I have the best team around me with the best product. So it's easy for me to take it to another level when I know I have the most effective product in the car business. And
you're definitely one that feeds off that energy. And the more people that come in there and the more bustling noise in the background, it's just like you can see, I can just see that change in you when the people come through there. And it's like you're happy and ready to go.
I'm a people person. I can't help it. I really like people. I pity people who don't like people. People are my favorite.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm going to recap on a few things. We have spent $5.5 million on Facebook ads. Sarah has driven that entire performance. Had she not done such a great job, we would have probably spent $7.5 million. So I feel like you've probably saved us $3 million.
That's amazing.
And and that's important because that allows me to invest in new people, which makes us stronger. It allows us to invest in DigiNinja, which we're way on up there in the amount of money to get that thing developed, but it just adds to our value, adds to our net worth. Sarah also told you we generally spend between $2,500 and $3,500 per week on ads. Sometimes I like to double that up according to which market we're in. Sarah also told you that if your lead costs are above $12, you got trouble and you need to figure out how to get that lead cost down. So there's $1 million in every book. If you don't have the art of text message selling, you need to buy that book. It can make you $1 million. There's $1 million in every single one of these shows that we do. There's way over $1 million in here today. You need to back this thing up, rewind it, start at the beginning, and see and follow the crumbs, because success leaves clues. And there's tons of clues on this show right here. Is there anything else that you left out that you feel like you want to talk about while we have this platform?
Kind of going back to something you said about your team, because your team is your future. Your team is your money down the line, what they can bring to it. It's such a well-rounded team full of so many different talents. And I don't think other people understand exactly what goes into that, what goes into why your success has been so quick and why it has been, it's not, of course you've got the book, of course you've got all that stuff. And other people might have written a brilliant book. We don't know about it though, right? Because you're good at that. You get in front of people, you talk about the book and how passionate you are, and you're right about the stuff in the book, and the people that actually use it and apply it, they're going to just grow their business. Ray Mucci's on here listening, and Ray Mucci has been training people with your book, training people, and their productivity and the results they're getting in that dealership, they're worth millions as well. Millions.
Absolutely.
And when we started talking about what the ad spend that we have done has created for our dealerships, we were talking about billions. People don't get it. Billions. So the money isn't as small as a $12 lead cost. It's everything. It's your team. It's the knowledge behind it. It's the fact that Billy Merritt started this whole thing knowing what he knows with the ideas that you had years ago, creating it into something. And everyone comes together and you just keep building the team and you keep offering more things, and we're dialing in DigiNinja to be so great. It's just, there's no end to the limit for any of this stuff. And I think that when someone wants to save money on the front end by going with one of our copycats, and they are, they used to work for us. They thought they knew. They tried to get a lot of ad information from me. Come on, you can't learn it in a week or on one conversation. So those people can give you a discount because they're working at the kitchen table or whatever it happens to be. And that's great if you want to save $1,000. It's not great if you want to make $100,000. Mm-hmm. So let's focus on what actually gets you results. And it's definitely this team, the whole idea of it.
Absolutely. And speaking of team, I don't know. Did you meet Smith when you came down here? The last time you were in town, was he?
I don't.
I didn't. Sarah?
I have not met her in person. No.
Okay. Well, anyway, he was under the radar, text ninja doing his thing, and I knew he liked videos, and I knew there was some talent there. So he is our producer now. He brings all these shows, all the videos you see. He's behind all of it, and Jihari Window, true or false, Smith. You definitely weren't sold out to being a ninja for the rest of your life.
Absolutely not. No.
Absolutely. So, that's fine. It wasn't the right fit.
Good investment, of course.
You learned some things, I hope. So, yes. But now, so you were probably thinking Billy Merritt marketing, short-term, springboard, get me to the next level thing.
Exactly.
Really? See? All right. Now, how have I got you thinking long-term about us yet? Have we?
Yeah, especially in a position like this, somewhere that I can be pushed to do what I want to do at a fast pace. I can be taken out of my comfort zone often. a lot of people would complain about it, and I'm sure I complain about it sometimes, but the spontaneous requests, that's great for learning. I mean, when I have to learn something on the fly, I have to get it out in a couple of days. That's good.
Sarah and Paul and April, they'll all tell you, get used to the impromptu request, because I'm like, let's do it right now.
Right now.
You want to build a software platform? Let's do it. Okay, let's call the developers right now.
Immediately.
Where do we send the check? Anyway, Sarah, thank you so much. If we need to get together later, we can have our meeting whenever. I think I've been requested to be in several meetings today, and I'm not huge on meetings. That's another secret I'll give you guys. You need to be working most of the time, people. You don't need to be meeting about it. Meetings are important. You got to have them when you absolutely have to have them. So have less meetings and work more, work harder, outwork everyone. That's our secret, because Sarah and I don't know if two people that know more about Facebook ads, and that's because we get in there and we've been just figuring it out for years.
See the trends, make it work, all that stuff. Yes, and you're welcome. It was wonderful being on today.
Hey, you know what? I can't do a meeting right now, but that's okay, because you need to call that dealer anyway. So you need to talk into that dealer. Call that dealer and solve those problems. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right, guys. There you have it. The amazing and powerful Sarah Stalker, straight out of Colorado. She says she doesn't wallow. It was a serious money show, so I didn't want to explain to her how we say wallow down here. We waller around in it, something like that. Anyway, so she doesn't wallow. I don't wallow anymore. I'm gonna change my vocabulary. I'm gonna grow. Smith. I am no longer wallowing. Is that the right way to say it?
I believe so.
Look at Jeremy with this. Come back here. Come around here. So one of my rules is show up early, stay late. He's been doing that. Smith, true or false? Jihari Window has Jeremy, our performance manager, has he been showing up on time?
I don't think he was actually even scheduled to be in the building today.
Really?
Weren't you working from home?
Yeah. Working from home today. Look at there. So he's I don't know. Is that
it's on now. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I was supposed to be working from home.
Supposed to be working from home today. But you know what? Another one of my rules is look good. Be the best dressed person in the room. Now that you can't always do that, but you look great. Thank you so much for showing up and showing out with your dress code. I appreciate what you do. I appreciate how you look. It makes a difference. Grab the microphone. So tell me about your trip to Douglas. He's sitting on the floor over here. See, this is another one of these impromptu meetings. It's okay. We're about to wrap it up, Smith. You don't have to grab him a chair.
I'm good.
So how do you feel about the move you made to Billy Merritt Marketing Digital? You still feeling good about it?
I'm feeling great about it. It's been one of the best things I've done in my life. It's nice to be back home. I've got to reconnect with a lot of people that I grew up with. A lot of people. It's crazy. Like when I run across people, they say, "I hear you working for Billy." Yeah, I grew up with Billy, and I grew up with these people and knew them all my life. And they share funny stories about Billy that I didn't know, but it makes life great. I've really enjoyed it.
We have some good parties over this way too, don't we? We party harder in Coffee County than y'all did up there in Vidalia.
There's a lot of good things going on in Coffee County.
All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be another sales show. I'm not sure which one Smith dialed in tomorrow. I think it's the Sales Academy.
Got it.
Aha.
And now I muted myself, but you got it.
The Digi Ninja Sales Academy tomorrow. See you guys. See you tomorrow.